Hello and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton and we are continuing to look at the Beatles and their catalog for the month of July. And we're going to just roll right through the original British catalog, and which means the original albums as they were released in England. And we're going to talk about the second Beatles album, With the Beatles, released on November 22nd, 1963 on Parlophone, EMI. And this was the second album that came out in 1963, the second album by the Beatles. Now, by this point, Beatlemania had really taken a firm hold in England. Now, some of you are looking at the cover. Some of my American audience members here are looking at the cover. We're going to say, wait a minute, that's Meet the Beatles. Meet the Beatles did use this Robert Freeman photo as the cover for the American release, Meet the Beatles, released on Capitol Records. But this, again, like I said, is the original British album. And this was recorded about 4 months after Please Please Me. As I said in that video, that album was recorded in a just sort of an one-day session, a live set, basically. Now, this one featured 8 original compositions. 7 of them were by the songwriting partnership of John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And it also features a song called Don't Bother Me, which was George Harrison's first recorded composition. And it was the first George Harrison song released on a Beatles album. Now, there were 6 cover songs on this album. They were still mining the depths of sort of their American influences, Motown, rock and roll, R&B, those hits. And so, again, this was an album that sort of was the full swing of Beatlemania. It was ranked in the Rolling Stone list of 500 greatest albums of all time. And it was also included on that list of 1001 albums you must hear before you die. Now, unlike the first album that was recorded in a one-day session, this was recorded over about 7 sessions in 3 months, really in between live appearances. They were very busy with live concerts, radio and television. But they kind of sporadically recorded stuff beginning in July, I'm pretty sure. They recorded some of the Motown stuff, like You Really Got a Hold on Me, Money, That's What I Want, Devil in Her Heart, the song from The Music Man, which was a Paul favorite, Till There Was You. They also recorded Please Mr. Postman for this album. And a few other Rollover Beethoven is featured here, and as well as the original songs like I Want to Be Your Man, which was the first single for the Rolling Stones, Hold Me Tight, All I've Got to Do, All My Lovin', which was a big song. Now, some of the songs recorded for this session were songs like I Want to Hold Your Hand and This Boy, which would end up as singles. Now, during this time, singles weren't included on albums. And so Beatles singles were separate from the albums because they felt like they were ripping off the audience by putting the singles on the album. Kind of a novel concept. Now the singles drive the albums. But I won't say this is a step back from Please Please Me. This is probably a leap forward for them, considering it was recorded in such a short time afterwards. But you can tell that there wasn't a lot of time, whereas Please Please Me kind of relied on the energy of the live performance. There was a little more care in presenting this album. But just song for song, it's probably, I might say Please Please Me is a little bit more exciting. Maybe it's just the fact that it has this sort of live feel. But this is a really, really fine album. And as far as the songwriting partnership of Lennon and McCartney, yes, the quality of those songs are better here. And you can tell that they're moving forward with their writing and arrangement abilities. But a solid album, and definitely a nice companion piece to Please Please Me. The second album by the Beatles with the Beatles on this second day of our look at the Beatles catalog. So today's daily record with the Beatles. Like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. In the meantime, I will see you all again tomorrow with another daily record.